should have used Chinet. Chinet. No leaks, no drips, no disasters. It's the next best thing to China.
It's been reported all over town this week. People are vanishing from amusement parks, from neighborhood swimming pools, from public golf courses. Could it be the work of aliens? A cult? Nah. They're just taking time out to shop Big Sur Waterbeds' 4th of July celebration. Now through the 4th is a great time to buy a waterbed. Choose any of these bedroom suites for less than $30 a month, including king-size waterbed. Big Sur Waterbeds, 1400 Airway Boulevard, just south of Montana in El Paso.
Hard Time on Planet Earth.
Wednesday at 7 on Channel 4.
KDBC Channel 4, bringing you the first news from Texas, New Mexico, and the world. This is News 4 El Paso with Dee Caporal, Ali Nojos, Rick Glancy with the AccuWeather forecast, and Bob Nitzberg with sports.
And a very pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 5. I'm Ali Nojos.
And I'm Dee Caporal. Today we'll tell you why keeping your teeth white might be bad for your gums. Estella has a special friend from Russia, too, she'd like you to meet.
We'll talk with one of the funniest men in America and take a look at the big party set to hit the Sun City streets this weekend.
But first, a look at events making news today. The water level in the Rio Grande is dangerously high. Emergency officials are urging people to stay out of the river. An 8-year-old El Paso boy drowned in the river last night while playing with his brother in water that was too deep. Channel 4's Kay Litchfield is at the river now, and she tells us what hazards high water can bring. Kay?
Well, Dee, health officials tell me that they not only respond to several drownings here a year, but also they find many of their victims have spinal cord injuries, severe cuts, abrasions, because the river seems to be extremely unpredictable. They find that people will tend to jump into the river, not know how deep it is, and think that it's actually very shallow. In fact, they say the river is extremely unpredictable this year, and we'll tell you more about that at 6 o'clock. This is Kay Litchfield reporting live from the banks of the Rio Grande.
And fast-moving water in a drainage ditch is responsible for killing 2 boys near Houston. Tropical storm Allison has dumped torrential rains on the southeast Texas coastline, flooding streets, sewers, ditches, and waterways. The boys were playing in a ditch when they were swept under water by a quick-moving current. Yesterday, a small girl survived a similar accident when she was sucked into an underground sewer line by rushing waters. She clung to the inside lining for 15 hours before rescuers found her.
It's a lack of rain that is causing fires to spread along the California countryside this afternoon. High winds and dry conditions are fueling a 3,000-acre fire in the Cleveland National Forest. Raging fires have forced the evacuation of a prison, a nudist camp, and several small villages. Fires in the Gila National Forest are contained, and half the firefighters have gone home. Remaining crews will mop up the mess left by 70 fires that started burning by lightning storm almost 2 weeks ago. But hot, dry weather near Alamogordo, New Mexico, has prompted a ban on open fires in the Lincoln National Forest. Fires will not be permitted there, even at the campsites. Campers will be permitted to use lanterns and cook stoves, but only inside tents and recreational vehicles.
I see a few clouds building outside. Wonder if a shower or two will break this hot weather. In now is Rick Glancy with our first look at the weather. Rick?
Boy, things are looking right now. That high-pressure system that was, for the most part, on top of us is showing signs of weakening and heading to the east. So that means the hot zone could be disappearing over the next couple of days. Take a look at first weather. We're going to talk about that high-pressure system as it continues to show signs on the surface of redeveloping, or not necessarily redeveloping, but showing signs of moving towards Oklahoma and the panhandle of Texas. You see that low-pressure system across areas of Montana and North Dakota? Strong thunder showers are developing right now. There are tornado watches in effect for at least the next several hours. Here in El Paso, we're going to talk about how the weather is changing over the next several days. We'll have that and more for you a little later.
When Live at 5 continues, you'll see why whiter teeth might mean an unhealthy mouth.
And Estella talks with a young man who went searching for the American dream and found it.
It began in Arkansas, 1938. A young businessman had an idea, a simple idea, to open a store that had quality products at a fair price. A store that was close to home, where the people were friendly and everything seemed just a little bit easier. The man was William Dillard. And the store, simply enough, he called Dillard's.
Cash is popping up at your Nissan dealer. You can get $500 cash back from Nissan on selected hard-body trucks, up to $1,000 cash back on reliable Sentras, and up to $2,000 cash back or special financing on selected Stanzas. So see your Nissan dealer now, because on July 5th, the money runs out.
A burglary is scary, but not having the right kind of insurance is frightening. Talk to a professional agent at Farmers Insurance Group of Companies, because risking it without them could really be a nightmare. America can depend on farmers.
You want to get your muffler repaired fast? At Midas, we can usually get you in and out in less than an hour. Whether your car is domestic or foreign. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Every year, Americans spend billions of dollars in the quest for brighter teeth and a fresher mouth. But some new products to help whiten your teeth are getting anything but colorful reviews from some dentists. The American Dental Association isn't smiling about several tooth whitening products which have recently entered the market. They contain oxygenating agents which bleach the teeth, but some dentists say might damage your gums.
Our safety concern in general is that these bleaching agents have been shown to actually be irritants to the gums, and if they're not applied properly, can, for a prolonged period of time, can cause problems with the gums and irritation.
The ADA says there are 4 brands which use oxygenating agents. The products might be effective, but right now there's not enough evidence to convince most dentists they're safe. When bleaching is done in a dentist's office, the gums are protected by plastic barriers. But when you use over-the-counter bleaching agents, the gums aren't protected.
It's our main concern that patients are very careful about using these, and usually they don't have enough knowledge to know when to stop.
A spokesperson for Epismile told us the product has been thoroughly tested and the company has not heard of one case of gum irritation. The president of another company says his product has caused no untoward side effects whatsoever. But these products are being marketed as cosmetics, so they haven't gone through tests like other drugs. So now the FDA is involved in the issue.
We're looking at carefully is to see whether or not these products are safe and whether we can classify them as cosmetics or drugs.
Since the FDA hasn't approved the bleaching agents yet, you should ask your dentist before using them. They could do more harm than good. Al?
Well, each week Estella tells us about a special young person who deserves a pat on the back. Today she tells us about a young man who reached out to this country and now wants to help others do the same. Very talented young man.
Yeah, it's a real interesting story, and he's not exactly a kid. He's 17 years old, but he's really, really special. Well, today we meet a young man who's learned that this country is the land of opportunity. With only a couple of suitcases, his guitar, and hopes for a better life, Paul Vigushin and his family came to this country. 9 years ago, they left the Soviet Union in search of the American dream. But he still has mixed emotions about leaving his homeland.
Mainly my happy memories are being with family and close friends in the Soviet Union and being in a big group when festivities arrived. Sad memories are the ones where I was being taunted quite a bit about being Jewish, and it's not very easy for anyone, but especially if you're Jewish in the Soviet Union. Name calling, fighting, and other things of that nature.
Going down.
Paul knows that the game of life is like the game of chess. You have to be patient and plan every move to succeed.
To be able to survive anywhere, you need to put in 100% of what you can, and it's easier to do it here in the States than it is in the Soviet Union, to really prove yourself and show your abilities and make yourself a better person.
Capturing the king is easy if you plot out your strategy. Paul has his mapped out, and his next move is to help other young immigrants put their pawns in order.
something long-lasting. Perhaps some kind of a scholarship, which I can leave, which will maybe last long after I'm gone, for people like myself, or people who are ambitious and wanting to go far. Something that'll benefit a majority.
Paul just recently earned a local and regional scholarship from Executive Women International. He'll be competing at the national level later this year. Paul is an example to other teenagers. If you know someone special, I'd like to meet him or her. Send me a name and description to P.O. Box 1799, El Paso, Texas 79999.
And still to come, live at 5, we'll take a look at the weather forecast with Rick Lancey.
And the laughs are on us when one of America's funniest men joins us live at 5 next. So stay with us.
Isn't it time you treat yourself to the thrill of owning a beautiful traveling home away from home? S&H RV Center is making it possible with affordable prices on the best-selling RVs in the country, the Fleetwood Bounder and the Southwind. S&H RV Center also carries the largest selection of superbly appointed Tiogas and elegant Itascas from Winnebago. So come on, experience the thrill and luxury of life on the road in an RV from S&H RV Center, I-25 at Highway 70 East in Las Cruces.
Hyundai Value Days are on now, so now's the best time to get a great deal on the best mid-size value around. The new Hyundai Sonata. It's got a more powerful standard engine than Camry, Accord, or Taurus. More interior room, too. And even though the Sonata GLS is packed with standard features like cruise control, power windows, and 6-speaker stereo, it's priced over $2,000 less. So rush out and make your best deal on a Sonata during Hyundai Value Days before they all disappear. Test drive a new Sonata during Hyundai Value Days at your local Hyundai dealer now.
Our engineers at Stop and Go introduced the $1.8 million summer fun game. The grand prize, a BMW 735i for $50,000 cash in the easiest game ever to come around the bend. With luxury features like glass-drawn power boats, plus over 1 million instant prizes, 16-ounce Coke, M&Ms, free gas, and more. All available now at Stop and Go's throughout Texas.
I'd always worn glasses, and I knew my prescription had changed. But I put off getting a new pair because it's such a hassle. Waiting 2-3 weeks. Then I tried Lenscrafters.
Lenscrafters crafts your quality glasses in about an hour by putting the whole lab right in the store so you can see better, faster, in about an hour.
Did it on my lunch hour. 1 hour. Now, that's my kind of people.
Lenscrafters, custom-crafted eyeglasses in about an hour. Cielo Vista Mall, upper level between Dillard's and Sears.
Well, it's said that laughter is the best medicine. If that's true, Lewis Johnson has a master's degree in making us feel good. He's already made us feel good. Lewis was declared the funniest person in America in 1986. Lewis will be appearing over at the comic strip through July the 1st. Lewis.
Hey, how you doing?
Nice for being here.
Yeah,
Welcome to El Paso. Nice to meet you.
We'll get that straight one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got your makeup set all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was trying to get some of that stuff that you have there. You guys don't know, but he's a short Caucasian man, actually.
That's why you've got the mustache.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to talk about El Paso. You say you really like El Paso.
I like it, but people do drive crazy here. I mean, you can be going 100 miles an hour and somebody still go, hey, they're coming up pretty fast. Better cut them off. And I'm like, oh, man. But it's nice. It's hot here, though.
You enjoying that or not? Well, you're inside.
I like the dryness of it. I like the dryness.
Do people expect you to be funny all the time or not?
Yeah, especially my mom. Yeah.
Well, good, because you sending her money or what?
Well, yes, you want around money time, when it comes time to send her money.
Now, you take your material from real situations and real people. Do you write your own stuff, and how do you do that?
Well, the thing is that there's so much stupid stuff that goes on in America.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I just read yesterday, the state penitentiary system of Virginia announced they're going to spend money to air condition the electric chair room. It's like, why are they strapping people in, saying stuff like, is it a little hot in here to you?
So what do you do when you take information like that, let's say out of a newspaper or something? You sit down and work it till it's funny to you, or how do you work?
Usually it's funny right off the bat, and you just add a couple of your own things to it.
That's not bad at all. It's a good work.
It's very nice.
How about writers? Do you ever work with writers or writing for?
I usually work with a couple other comics, you know. In fact, the other two guys that are on this week are very funny. They're very good writers, Bob Edinger and John McDonald.
How about the Eagles? You ever have any problems backstage with the Eagles?
No, no problems at all.
It's just like TV. We never have any problems with the Eagles here.
We were fighting over a makeup jar a little while ago. Okay, just kidding.
So you're at the comic strip?
I'm at the comic strip.
Till July the 1st.
Yeah, till July 1st. That's this Saturday.
Okay, good luck. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you. Okay? Okay, Dee.
What I want to know is if it's going to rain on us while we go to the comic strip
Well,
this
the way
weekend.
things are looking right now, high pressure is breaking down, and it looks like we're probably going to see some rain showers in the El Paso area tonight. Best chance appears to be up there by Cloudcroft and Ruidoso. Take a look at some of the temperatures we have for you right now across the region. A big band of 90s that stretch into the central part of New Mexico down to South Texas and also into areas of Nevada and Southern California. We're talking perhaps a thunderstorm developing in Cloudcroft and Ruidoso. Same could hold true for Jeff Davis and Culberson counties just to our east. And you see that stretch of 80s and 90s across the northern tier of the country. That's where we have some thunderstorms developing right now, and they could kick off some really heavy downpours between now and midnight tonight, and there are tornado watches in effect till about 8 or 9 o'clock our time this evening. Tomorrow at this time, that's what we're going to find for you. Lots of sunshine and a very comfortable 102 degrees inside and unmiserable weather outside, 102. 97 in Albuquerque, sunshine 105 in Phoenix, and 100 degrees in Los Angeles, Nevada. Right now at 5 p.m., this is the way things are looking. Sunshine 102 with an east-south wind at 8 miles per hour. And then tonight, clouds and a thunderstorm, especially north, 68 for an overnight low. Winds will be variable, 6 to 12, but they'll be strong and gusty around those thunderstorms. Tomorrow, partly cloudy. The sun will dominate, but the clouds will move in a little after lunchtime. There is a chance of a mountain thunderstorm. 102 degrees will be the afternoon high with a southeast wind at 6 to 12 miles per hour. The direction of the wind is a good indication of what's going to take place. Moisture riding up from Mexico as the high pressure kind of breaks down and shifts off to the east. Best chance appears to be tonight and again tomorrow, and a slim chance through the weekend.
But we're still above the century mark.
Yes.
Still hot. Still ahead at Live at 5, the biggest party in El Paso begins Friday night. We've got details ahead.
And Bob Nisberg talks live with an athlete in search of an opponent.
2-for-1 pizza gets you 2-for-1 pizza. Pay twice as much and get an extra pizza absolutely free.
Who are they kidding? You're not getting a free pizza. You're paying for 2 pizzas whether you want them or not. And what do you do with the extra pizza? At Peter Piper Pizza, you always get a good pizza at a low price. Buy 1, 2, as many as you like. It's your choice. Don't be fooled by 2-for-1 pizza gimmicks. Come on over.
Get a regular single-topping pizza for a low $3.99 every day. Peter Piper, great pizza, about half the price.
In New Mexico, Ford is first.
Ford Ranger, New Mexico's best-selling compact pickup, comes loaded. AM/FM cassette, power steering, sliding rear window, and more. Buy now and get low 2.9% financing or up to $750 cash back. With cash back, your loaded Ranger is just $9,086. Do 9 or cash back on Ford Ranger.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
At Skaggs, you can come and have your blood pressure checked, which is useful, you know, because it's hard to see your blood pressure when you just look at yourself in the mirror.
And you won't have to check for a pulse when you spray your bugs with either Hot Shot, Rid-A-Bug, or Real Kill insecticides. And check for Bounty paper towels. All single rolls are just 79 cents each. And get 3 6-ounce cans of Friskies Buffet cat food for just 89 cents.
And put your arm in here, and has a whole computerized thing where you can, just with the touch of a button, it'll start taking your blood pressure. It also presses a small area of your shirt.
Tonight's Sportscast is brought to you by Horn Enterprises, Horn Oldsmobile, Horn Nissan, Horn Used Cars East, and West Side Oldsmobile.
Jay, today we're talking Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Why'd you get one? The FB3 suspension, the new 3.1-liter engine?
Joe, let's go to the replay. The Cutlass Supreme SL beat the new Thunderbird and Cougar in 5 crucial USAC tests, including passing and acceleration.
Boom! Old 5 Ford Zip!
Gotta go with the winner.
Your father's Oldsmobile. This is the new generation of Olds.
Get up to $2,100 cash back on any new Cutlass Supreme. See your Olds dealer today.
Most people like to party on weekends, and this weekend, the entire Sun City will celebrate. Channel 4 has some special things planned for the El Paso Festival. You'll be hearing a lot about that in the next few days. But for the next few minutes, Robert Anthony's here, and he's here to tell us about the festival and Arts for El Paso.
That's right, Dee. El Paso's biggest party begins Friday, and everyone is invited. Channel 4 has a special invitation for the first person to call 532-6551. We've got 2 passes good for any night of the festival, and this week's Arts for El Paso previews some of the wonderful events that will be there. El Paso Festival, the city's annual party and entertainment extravaganza, begins this week with an impressive lineup of talent and special events. All the fun begins with a sneak preview on Friday from 11:30 a.m. till 2:30 p.m. and a happy hour from 5 to 6. Guest stars for this year's festival will include Ethel and the Shameless Hussies Friday on the Texas stage, while main stage talent will feature La Sombra providing Latin spice on Friday, country and western superstars Patty Loveless and Johnny Lee on Saturday, Lee Rittenauer jazzing it up on Sunday, and the one and only Temptations grooving to the beat on Monday night. Special attractions will include Lasers and Stars, a pyrotechnic feast on Friday and Monday, along with continuous entertainment, special exhibits, and more. The El Paso Festival. Que fun! The festival runs Friday through Monday from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. and Joe Martinez can go to any one of those nights. He is the winner of our Channel 4 passes.
Lucky man. And now let's go over to Al. Thanks a lot, Robert.
All right, thank you, Dee. Well, you're ready for the festival, I know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got the suntan lotion ready, the Hawaiian shirt, the shades. I'm ready, baby. How about you?
All right, Cliff can't find an opponent. We're gonna, maybe you and I get together and fight him or
something. Yeah. We'll set a ring up. You and I, he can fight us both, and we'll maybe make a little money.
Take some Reeboks, because I want to run. I don't want to fight
that right.
me.
I agree. I'll explain what we're talking about right now. 5-time world karate champ Cliff Magic Thomas is a fighter in search of an opponent. Promoter Hillary Sandoval added to Cliff's frustration this afternoon.
The original purpose of this press conference was to announce a change in the main event. Cliff was originally scheduled to move up in weight and fight David Ortiz, and with the postponement of the date, David Ortiz became unavailable, and we got his replacement, Dave Johnston, who's a current kick super featherweight world champion. He's a very good opponent, a well-respected world champion, and I just got the word last night that he cracked his ribs during sparring practice last night. So we're right now in the process of scouting for an opponent for Cliff right now. This is, we've been doing this kind of thing for 12 years, and this is the first time we've ever been this close to an event without an opponent yet.
Well, Cliff, I know Hillary looks frustrated as a promoter. What about as a fighter? You were pointing toward David Ortiz. That fell through. Then this guy gets hurt last night. Must be really frustrating for you.
Well, I was really getting ready for Ortiz to fight Ortiz, and when that fell through, I had to let down for about 3 days because you get really psyched up and pumped up for the fight. And then I had a slight step back in my training. And then we started getting ready for the next couple of weeks for when Ortiz would be available. And then when he became unavailable completely, then we started looking at Dave Johnston. And looked good for Johnson for at least a couple of minutes, at least a day or two. And then when he cracked his rib, now we're looking for another opponent. We're hoping for maybe Pat Romero, who was a lightweight world champion out of Albuquerque. We're hoping to get him in here. Hopefully he's in halfway decent condition and he'll be able to come in and fight.
I mentioned to Cliff this afternoon, what about the guy that broke Johnson's rib, and then you told me he's a light heavyweight. You don't want to mess with anybody that heavy.
No, I'm looking at going up to the light middleweights. I don't want to get anybody to hit me a slight heavyweight just yet.
But you still hope to fight at 152 and win another world title this August?
I'd like to fight for that title sometime this summer, but before the end of the summer. If not, then if we have to wait, then we'll probably try to do it in the fall.
Well, hopefully the Pat Romero fight will work out, and you hope to hear from him.
I hope so, because I could really get excited about fighting Pat, because he's a really heavy hitter, and he's a real good opponent to fight. I'd like to fight him. I've seen him work before, and I think he would do real well.
Well, Cliff, relax a little bit, maybe have some fun at the festival, and hope you can gear up and fight to Romero if it comes through.
I hope so.
Okay, thanks for stopping by. Cliff Thomas, 5-time world champion, kind of frustrated, wants to hit somebody. Maybe guy to move and he can hit you.
No. I don't do that.
Okay.
A lot of money involved in that.
In hitting or what?
Yeah.
Is that so?
Boxing, karate, make big bucks.
So. Well, there's a big change at Fort Bliss.
We'll have the details when Live at 5 continues.
What has food, fun, sun, and a laser and fireworks show? It's El Paso Festival. What has live entertainment, arts and crafts, and a laser and fireworks show both Friday and Monday nights?
El Paso Festival.
NCNB of Texas is proud to sponsor the most spectacular laser and fireworks display ever. Friday, June 30th and Monday, July 3rd.
Thanks, NCNB. Have fun.
El Paso Festival, downtown, June 30th through July 3rd.
At FINA, we work hard for your car, so your car can work hard for you.
I'm driving all day, yeah, gotta do my work. I got to work, gotta do my work.
That's why you should fill up with FINA's high-octane super unleaded gasoline with FINA 1 detergent. It cleans engines, eliminates NOx and pings, and helps your car perform better. No matter how you drive, where you drive, or what you drive. Doesn't your car deserve a friend? Your car's got a friend at FINA.
I like hanging around, getting down, walking the dog, doing the town. I like everything I got right here. Rainbows and cold Coors beer. It takes a part of this country as cold and clean as the Rockies to brew a beer as pure and natural as Coors. Brew refresh, just like you like it. Tap an ice cold Coors with a friend of yours. A Rocky Mountain legend, an American original.
These days, I'm eating better. Less cholesterol, more fiber, plenty of fruits and vegetables. So how come I'm the one with a painful gas?
Surprise! The foods highest in nutrition are often highest in gas. That's why there's Gas-X. Unlike the leading antacid, Gas-X is the only ingredient approved for the relief of gas pain and pressure. See? Only Gas-X gets rid of the gas, so you feel better fast.
I'll eat to that.
Eat right and feel right with Gas-X.
Well, a new star is sparkling in the Fort Bliss constellation. Colonel Douglas Starr took over the helm at the 3rd Armored Cavalry today at Bliss. 1,500 soldiers watched as their new boss took charge. Colonel Starr takes over from Colonel Jarrett J. Robertson, who commanded the regiment for 18 months. He was assigned to Germany.
The CBS Evening News with Dan Rather is next.
And for what's ahead on News for El Paso at 6, here's Estela Casas.
Thanks. When Bill joins me out here in just about 30 minutes, we'll tell you why El Paso police won't show up the next time you have a fender bender. Some crooks are making a lot of money selling fake auto safety stickers. We'll tell you how to make sure yours is a real thing. And Richard says Texas is ready for a woman at the helm, and she's ready to take the controls. And we'll look at candidates for the King Rex title. Rick Lancey has a weather outlook, and Chip Dabrowski reports the sports on News for El Paso at 6.
And that's it for Live at 5 for this Wednesday. Join us again tomorrow when we answer another call for help.
And give you some delicious ideas for a 4th of July picnic. Thanks for being with us today, and we hope to see you again tomorrow, Live at 5.
The Channel 4 news anchors select their clothing at Union Fashion. Ask about our no-interest charge account at either Union Fashion store.
A brand new car for under $7,000.
Yes, your El Paso Las Cruces Volkswagen dealers have just received a special allocation of 1989 Volkswagens, and for a limited time, the popular Volkswagen Fox is priced under $7,000. You get the quality of German engineering backed by a 5-year, 50,000-mile limited warranty, all for under $7,000. Test drive an 89 Volkswagen Fox today at Bob Hoy, Cisboro, or Rudolph.
Crashing into El Paso, Body Pros with 2 locations.
This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting. Good evening. A quick change by President Bush tonight in tactics for keeping his flag campaign flying. The switch prompted new questions about whether Mr. Bush is playing party politics in promoting a drive to change the Constitution, an amendment that would nullify last week's Supreme Court ruling that even flag burning is constitutionally protected free expression. CBS News White House correspondent Leslie Stahl has been following the tactic switch. Leslie?
Dan, late today, President Bush decided to work with congressional Republicans so they can present a joint Republican constitutional amendment banning flag burning later this week. Originally, the president had hoped to present his own amendment today. Democrats worry the president is playing politics with the flag.
I would hope that
nobody thinks that they have a lock on patriotism, that no political party would think that they alone are defenders of the faith, of the flag, of democracy in this country.
Someone in the House called the flag issue a national panic. Republican congressmen plan to keep the House floor open all night tonight for any member who wants to make a televised speech about the flag. The Democratic Party sent out this memo urging state leaders to display the flag at their 4th of July celebrations.
I'm here to protest. You're protesting.
In Little Rock, a group of veterans went after a protester who tried to burn a flag. Things really heated up before the state police broke in.
We tolerate dissent more than any society or political system in the world's history. But there have to be limits, and this is the kind of limit I think that the American people will recognize as proper.
Scholars say that once emotions cool off, actually enacting a constitutional amendment will be tough.
They're extremely rare, and it is a touchy thing to start fiddling around with the Constitution. You don't want to amend it easily because that breeds a kind of a disrespect for the Constitution.
The White House is sensitive to charges that the president is using the flag as a political tool. Officials here say they will try to get some Democrats to sign on to their amendment, but as of now, it's one party against the other. Dan?
Thank you, Leslie. The government today reported that its chief gauge for estimating future economic activity plunged in May. Analysts point out that a one-month change in an economic report often doesn't mean much, but this was the 3rd decline in 4 months for the index of leading indicators. And correspondent Richard Roth reports today's figures worried some economists.
From consumer confidence to manufacturers' orders, almost all the government's indicators were pointing down, pointing to a summertime cooling of the nation's economy. Overall, the index that's supposed to predict future economic health was off 1.2% in May, the biggest monthly drop since the market crash of '87. The stock market today heard the news and reacted, closing almost 22 points down after learning the indicators had fallen more than most experts expected. The index shows the direction the economy's heading, but doesn't tell how far it's likely to go. And that was the nub of today's argument among analysts. The White House insisted the economy is healthy and still growing, just growing more slowly.
Some people just can't tolerate growth and the creation of jobs. That they feel that a recession has to be part of the American culture. We're going to try to prove them wrong.
Private forecasters said recession is still avoidable as the economy slows down, but some warned it's getting close.
We're seeing a pulling back and a more cautious consumer stance already. I think there's more of that to come.
How much more is the key? Auto sales are in a slump. Big-ticket household goods are selling like cars, and retailers are worried the worst may be yet to come.
I don't think we're down much, but people are just holding onto their money. They're not buying something unless they absolutely have to have it.
Primarily through interest rates controlled by the Federal Reserve Board, the administration hopes the economy is being guided toward what's called a soft landing. The concern from today's figures is that the brakes might already be on too hard. Dan?
Thank you, Richard. In the economy of Argentina, the problem is that the accelerator is stuck on the floor. Fred Tice is our man in Argentina.
At the Buenos Aires stockyards, the morning bell rings more like a warning bell, tolling the woes of a country that no one wants to run anymore. Beef prices are up 90% just this month, part of the inflationary stampede that is running Argentina into the ground. They call it the storm, and it's got people running to the bank to find shelter for their savings. Keep your money moving. Today, the best bet could be the black market dollar. Tomorrow could mean interest rates of 100% a month. It takes an army of armored cars just to move the vast quantities of paper money that keep business going from day to day. For the unlucky majority of Argentines, salaries only buy 1/3 of what they did at the beginning of the year. The Treasury can't print the bills fast enough to keep up with prices that double every month. One bill they don't print here anymore is this bill. When it was first issued 4 years ago, it was worth $120. Today, it'll get you a quarter. Enough for a pound of bread, but on a minimum wage, that's 1/3 of a day's take-home pay. The worst rioting in memory gave Argentines a taste of what's in store if somebody doesn't put an end to inflation. Walls of fear are going up, defenses against the chance that what happened here a few weeks ago was just a rehearsal for something worse. Shopkeepers were shouting, "I'll kill you for this," at relatives eager to pick their shelves clean. Hungry cousin fought cousin in a scramble for the crumbs of a collapsing economy. The whole country is wondering, what next? Frederick Tice, CBS News, Buenos Aires.
A U.S. diplomat was killed in Grenada today. He was apparently a bystander when a local feud ended in a shootout. U.S. Embassy official John Butler was at police headquarters, reportedly on routine business, when a former Grenadian police official walked in and opened fire. He killed the acting police commissioner and Butler and wounded 2 more people before police shot and killed him. U.S. Embassy official Butler was 33. Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, Bob Schieffer on a congressional vote today about private lives and public policy, and Harold Dow on the mob discovery of big money in toxic trash.
Today's Wednesday. For some people, just another day. But not for me, because like yesterday and every day since recovering from my heart attack, I'm following my doctor's orders and taking an aspirin.
Only your doctor knows what's best for you. So if you've had a heart attack, ask how a regimen that includes exercise, a healthy diet, and tri-buffered Bufferin every day might benefit you.
Bufferin's a part of my life now.
Try Buffered Bufferin. Ask your doctor about it.
Why can't they make a stronger flea collar?
Someone has. Scratchex. Look, compared to Hearts and Sergeants, Scratchex has the power to kill twice as many fleas. Compare. All these collars kill fleas, but Scratchex has the power to kill twice as many fleas, since it's government approved to work twice as long.
Yet Scratchex is safe for 3-month-old pets.
Remember, compared to Hearts and Sergeants' 5-month collars, the Scratchex 11-month collar has the power to kill twice as many fleas.
These days, I'm eating better. Less cholesterol, more fiber, plenty of fruits and vegetables. So how come I'm the one with a painful gas?
Surprise! The foods highest in nutrition are often highest in gas. That's why there's GasX. Unlike the leading antacid, GasX is the only ingredient approved for the relief of gas pain and pressure. See? Only GasX gets rid of the gas, so you feel better fast.
I'll eat to that.
Eat right and feel right with GasX.
Action by the U.S. House of Representatives today in an unusual case, a court case involving coercion and contempt, marriage and divorce, the safety and whereabouts of a child. CBS News Chief Washington Correspondent Bob Schieffer reports on private lives and public policy.
For 22 months, prominent Washington plastic surgeon Elizabeth Morgan has been held for contempt in a Washington, D.C. jail because she wouldn't tell a local judge the whereabouts of her 6-year-old daughter, Hillary, a child she claims was sexually abused and tortured by her ex-husband, oral surgeon Eric Fortich.
To see her suffering is... I can't even talk about it without crying. To see her suffering is what haunts me. It's not jail.
But today, in legislation designed solely to set Dr. Morgan free, the House voted overwhelmingly to limit the amount of time District of Columbia judges can jail people on contempt charges.
She's not been accused of any crime. All she has ever done has been held in contempt of this individual judge. And for 22 months now, she has languished in a prison.
If you can show me a single statement where either of my children said I ever touched them, I'd like to see it, because it doesn't exist.
Like a seamy episode out of a soap opera, the fight has often been played out on the talk show circuit.
My daughter was raped by Eric.
Fortich contends his wife is mentally unbalanced, and again today said he just wants to see his daughter.
I would be delighted for Elizabeth Morgan to be released from jail. My only concern is getting my child back, to know that she's well and safe.
Even if the Senate goes along with the House, Dr. Morgan will apparently remain in custody at least until the middle of next month, since senators can't even take up the matter until they return from the current recess on July 10th. Bob Schieffer, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
News of the environment and the economy. It's estimated there are fewer than 2,000 pairs of northern spotted owls alive. They live in the old-growth forests of the Pacific Northwest, and each pair may need up to 5,000 acres of that forest to survive. And tonight, the spotted owl was the centerpiece in talks aimed at preventing an economic earthquake for a vital Northwest industry. Jerry Bowen reports.
In the vast timber stands of the Pacific Northwest, especially in Oregon tonight, there's a race against the clock, a desperate effort to find a way for two threatened species to coexist. The Oregon mill worker and the northern spotted owl. Court orders have halted logging in the old-growth forest where the owls live. The ban could become permanent, removing half the federal forest from timbering if the birds are declared endangered. Already, 30 mills have been closed, 2,000 jobs lost.
The preservationists in their lawsuits have our back against the wall, have a gun to our head.
There have been protest convoys throughout the spring and early summer by angry timber workers, and over the weekend, a rally to protest the logging restrictions as a last-minute summit meeting was held to hammer out a compromise. Timber interests would greatly reduce old-growth cutting if environmentalists dropped their court fight. Jobs and owls could be saved. Some environmentalists were skeptical.
Conservationists, like misers, may be hell to live with, but they make great ancestors. And I think we need to keep that in mind, that we're talking about the long term here.
Today, another mill said it would lay off 80 workers if the deal fell through, and Oregon's congressional leaders searched for a plan they could attach to a House bill that comes up tomorrow setting timber harvest levels, something they could write into law. But today, the talks collapsed.
If things stay where they are, you're talking about an economic catastrophe this summer, not next year. There won't be a next year for large numbers of communities and a large number of mills in Oregon and Washington State.
You go and face those people whose jobs are threatened. How do you deal with people who have to provide the bread for their family?
Another measure of the desperation here was yesterday's statewide vote to ban log exports from state forests in an effort to keep timber flowing to the local mills, to keep people working. But that plan needs congressional approval. Oregon's environmentalists say there's still time to work out another deal, that they're still willing to talk, as long as it doesn't mean compromising the future of the spotted owl. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Portland.
Firefighters from Oregon and Washington State today helped battle a fast-moving brush fire that's ripped through 4,000 acres of California's Cleveland National Forest. Aerial tankers dropped water on the fire, which started yesterday afternoon, but crews were hampered by the rugged, steep terrain and dust-dry brush, the result of a 3-year drought. Some 200 people fled their homes.
How strong is extra strength TUMS EX? Heartburn strikes, TUMS strikes back. Heartburn's gone that fast. TUMS EX, twice as strong, twice as fast as regular Rolaids.
For many generations, oat bran has been a natural part of their breakfast. Part of a balance of grains and fruits and nuts. Now known as Kellogg's Mueslix. How fortunate we have rediscovered what they knew all along. Kellogg's Mueslix with oat bran. What breakfast was meant to be.
Financial serenity. It takes confidence. Control. Travelers has been delivering on this promise of financial peace of mind for 125 years. With carefully controlled investments, with insurance protection you can trust. The Travelers, you're better off under the umbrella.
To my beautiful wife.
It's nice to know he still loves the way you look. And if you wear dentures, you can count on Efferdent to freshen up dentures and clean away stains so well. With Efferdent, all he'll notice is you.
With mutual cooperation, the United States and Japan settled one of their most urgent trade disputes today, and at least for the time being, averted a trade war over telecommunications. All-night talks in Washington succeeded in clearing the way for the Motorola Company of Illinois to sell its mobile telephones in the Tokyo area, which it had trouble doing. All-night talks in Tokyo, meantime, failed to get the Japanese government out of its latest crisis over the new Prime Minister's former sex life. Bill Whitaker has our report.
Prime Minister Susuke Uno was all smiles today, the mask of a man in trouble. It's been less than 1 month since his wife moved family belongings into the official residence. Now Uno is on the front pages, caught up in a seamy sex scandal. The Prime Minister and the geisha, it's like nothing Japan has ever seen before. Discretion has always been part of the geisha tradition. But this week, a former geisha went on national TV and said that Uno paid her $21,000 for a brief affair 4 years ago. She called him rough and unkind. He should not be in politics, she said. And today, there were reports of 2 other Uno affairs. To many Japanese men, this is much ado about nothing.
It is not so bad. Many people have same experience.
I think that is the personal problem. You know, we don't care about that one.
But many Japanese, especially women, do care. The head of the Socialist Party has called for the Prime Minister to resign. The public outcry over the Uno affair signals major changes in Japanese society. Uno was dubbed Mr. Clean when he took over from disgraced Prime Minister Takeshita less than a month ago. Now, the man in the white gloves is threatened by his own scandal. And so Uno has taken to visiting Buddhist monks, perhaps to give himself a better image. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Tokyo.
The head of the Soviet KGB said today that American defector Glenn Michael Souther took his own life. Souther's death was announced by Moscow yesterday. Today, the KGB chief said the former U.S. Navy man had cracked under the pressure of his life as a spy, calling him an emotional, caring, sensitive person, unquote. Israeli troops in Gaza today shot and killed the chief suspect in the recent kidnapping of an American relief worker. Israeli television said Mohammed Abdul Nasser was killed in a gunfight with soldiers after he hijacked a taxi and refused to stop for an army patrol. American Chris George identified Nasser as the leader of a 3-man gang that abducted him last week and then released him a day later.
Some springs, gardeners think good weather's never coming.
It comes. But how do you make up for lost time? With Stern's Miracle Grow plant food. Years of testing at a major university proved plants fed with Miracle grow faster, stronger, produce more flowers and vegetables than with other types of plant foods. So even if it's been a cold, wet spring, you can make up for lost time and get more from your garden with Miracle Grow.
Color Tile's got one hot sale for you with summer savings of up to 75%. Yes, up to 75% on a huge selection of in-stock wall coverings. Save up to 62% on ceramic floor tiles, up to 35% on Armstrong Sundial Solarian sheet vinyl, up to 63% on mosaic tiles, plus new color carpet featuring Anso 5 worry-free carpet, now up to 33% off. Don't miss the savings. It's one hot sale and it's on now at Color Tile. Sale ends July 4th.
This is one of 570 million refund locations for American Express traveler's checks. Now you can get a refund virtually anywhere there's a phone, only from American Express traveler's checks. So if your bank doesn't carry them, go to one that does.
With arthritis, there's pain, and then there's pain. For relief, there's aspirin, and then there's Anacin. The Anacin aspirin formula has more medicine than regular aspirin.
That's not relief. That's relief.
Anacin.
In Providence, Rhode Island today, authorities arrested the captain of the Greek tanker that spilled 420,000 gallons of heating oil into Narragansett Bay last week. Yakobos Georgodis was charged with violating the Clean Water Act and the Federal Refuse Act. New evidence today that organized crime may be finding new dirty business to get into and far from big city home base. CBS News correspondent Harold Dow has been investigating one frightening case in point: the mob and hazardous waste dumping.
Whether it's construction debris, medical waste, or industrial toxins, America is running out of room to dump its garbage. With dumps so scarce and profits so high, the waste disposal crisis has become a magnet for the mob.
It's perfect. It has all of the elements that provide a fertile ground for organized crime or other criminal groups.
Illegal dumps can pop up anywhere. Rural and peaceful towns are prime targets. It happened here in Tuxedo, New York, where toxic waste and small-town corruption opened the door for big-time profits and murder. Authorities say the murder victim was Robert Maloney, a dump manager. They say he was shot in the head and then buried in this landfill. They suspect he knew too much about his boss, Frank Sacco, a convicted felon and the operator of another dump in Tuxedo. When Sacco came to town, he bribed the police chief, a state inspector, and went into business with the town justice, all to protect the dump where he allegedly made millions of dollars in just 6 months. It was supposed to be for construction and demolition debris only, but much more than that was dumped here.
Other kinds of material that had toxic chemicals, petrochemicals were found in there, toxins, carcinogens.
It was a horror for quite a while. Your eyes would be watering, your throat burning, and your nose burned.
Chuck Gullidge lives just across the street.
In the early morning hours, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, when the dew was on the ground, the smell seemed to lay and just creep into everything.
The smell also crept into the restaurant across the street. Owner Frank Moan tried to complain, but nobody listened.
Did you go to the justice, the town justice, and say, hey, this is...
It was his property.
It was the justice's property?
It was the justice's property.
Small town.
Small town.
Renard Barone was the town justice. He was convicted of perjury and tax evasion. Convicted after the jury heard him confess in a secretly taped prison conversation with Sacco.
I got 2 kids in the service, Frank. I know it, Ray. Good God Almighty, still have me gone. How, Ray? That's it. I perjured myself before the threat of a grand jury.
Sandy White, the state environmental inspector, has pleaded guilty to tax evasion after taking bribes from Sacco. Sam Mottola, police chief in Tuxedo for 25 years, pleaded guilty to tax evasion and perjury. In court today, Sacco was sentenced to 6 2/3 years in prison for racketeering, mail fraud, wire fraud, bribery, and money laundering. Sacco still faces other serious charges, including murder. In Tuxedo, more indictments are expected, and residents are still trying to figure out how it all happened.
And it's like a soap opera. It really is a continuing story.
Was it greed?
Certainly. This place looks green, but there's nothing green like money, and the money's very persuasive.
This was a rape of us. That's what it was. It's something that nobody ever expected.
No one knows yet what future health problems this dump site will pose, or how many toxic chemicals will leach into the river that provides drinking water for 500,000 people downstream. What authorities do know is that what happened to Tuxedo can happen to any small town in America. Harold Dow, CBS News, Tuxedo, New York.
An appeals court in Cincinnati today denied a request from Baseball Commissioner Bart Giamatti to lift a lower court order temporarily barring the commissioner from calling Pete Rose into a disciplinary hearing. A local judge Sunday granted the appeal, which was upheld today, saying Giamatti already had prejudged Rose as guilty of illegal gambling.
Enjoying yourself. That's what life is all about. And it's easy when you have the best bladder control protection. Depend Undergarments has special layers of absorbency that won't bunch or sag, and elastic legs for a better fit. They're the best protection and the best way for you to get back into life. Hey!
Get back into life with Depend.
The finer things. Happily, some are affordable, like Grey Poupon Dijon mustard. So fine, it's even made with white wine.
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon?
But of course. Grey Poupon, one of life's finer pleasures.
I can't tell you how much I love these guys, but I can tell you it's 25% less than before.
Love your family 25% less with Fleischmann's Light. 25% less saturated fat, salt, and calories than regular margarine. And 0 cholesterol. Fleischmann's Light.
After going to the hospital and after being treated for my broken finger, I realized that I had a headache. And the doctor suggested that I take Tylenol. It emphasized how much hospitals and how much doctors really trust Tylenol. So I went ahead and I took it. Ever since then, I've been using Tylenol.
Shelley Pyle trusts Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
If they feel it's good enough for their patients, then I feel it's good enough for me also.
Now try new gelatin-coated gel caps, only from Tylenol.
Searchers say they may have found a fortune in the wreck of a Spanish galleon that sank off Key West in the early 1600s. Archaeologists say the condition of the ship itself is a treasure, buried so deep that it's been preserved intact. Juan Vasquez has the pictures.
The bell came from a well-preserved Spanish galleon in international waters off Key West. At 1,500 feet below the surface, it was once too deep to recover. But now, a remote-controlled vehicle enables salvagers to find and raise artifacts they could never reach before.
The presumption is that any ship of the era would have been carrying at least some amount of gold and silver.
The waters off the coast of Florida are a graveyard of ancient ships. Spanish vessels of the 16th and 17th centuries carrying the plunder of the New World often sank in violent storms. Most have never been found. To treasure hunters, a sunken Spanish galleon may contain incredible riches, the stuff that dreams and profits are made of. But to historians, the discovery represents history itself, not something to be bought and sold.
The value is in the historical information rather than in the treasure chest.
But the operators of the Seahawk contend they are not out to loot their discovery. They have enlisted the help of archaeologists to retain the historical value of their find and make a profit.
We think that we can take everything that's going on here and convert it to a financial purpose without going out and prostituting the wreck by taking it to an auction.
The salvagers still don't know the name of the ship they found, and they say it could take years of painstaking work to raise the hulk intact. But Morris says he knows the location of 5 or 6 other wrecks and plans to start looking for them within a few weeks. Juan Vasquez, CBS News, Tampa.
And that's tonight's CBS Evening News. Dan Rather. See you tomorrow. Good night.
I'm Harry Smith. Tomorrow, the reporter in the movie Batman, actor Robert Wall. Also, entertainer and businessman Merv Griffin on CBS This Morning.
This is CBS.
Good evening, I'm Estela Casa.
And I'm Bill Mitchell. Coming up on News 4 El Paso, it may look tempting, but emergency officials are warning the area residents to stay away from the Rio Grande.
And El Paso police are changing the way they handle minor traffic accidents.
In sports, that controversy between Jerry Jones and the Cowboy cheerleaders has been cleared up, or just about.
Now hear this, Rick Glancy says we just might be in for some rain.
All that and more coming up next on News 4 El Paso.
More and more El Pasoans every day are discovering what it means to find quality at affordable prices at J&M Shoes. Even if North Park Mall is a little out of your way, the trip is well worth it. You already know that Nunn Bush, Giorgio Brutini, and Stacy Adams are quality shoes. Now, add the latest line of athletic shoes, also discount priced by the same manufacturers. Quality at affordable prices. J&M Fine Shoes for Men in North Park Mall.
Shamaley Ford does it again.
Yes, Shamaley Ford saves you more money in every Shamaley deal. Listen to this. A new 89 Ford Ranger XLT with 5-speed, air conditioning, AM/FM cassette, and chrome bumper at only $86.97. Yes, $86.97 for a new 89 Ranger XLT with over $3,700 in savings and rebates. Plus, right now, Shamaley Ford will also give you 500 additional Shamaley dollars with every Shamaley deal. Only at Shamaley Ford. Come see for yourself. I-10 at Lee Trevino.
At Popular Mattress Factory, we're having our summer sleep sale, and you can save 10 to 40% on top-of-the-line king, queen, and full-size sets. You can save a whopping 50% on top-of-the-line twin-size sets, and we have economy model twins starting as low as $49.99 each piece. We manufacture one of the largest selections of sofa sleepers, including sectionals that can be built to fit any size room. You can select your own style and fabric and save 10 to 30%. You can save even more with our 6 months no-interest plan. So shop and compare, then come to Popular Mattress Factory and save. Thank you very much, y muchas gracias.
This is KDBC-TV, Channel 4, El Paso. KDBC Channel 4, bringing you the latest news from Texas, New Mexico, and the world. This is News 4 El Paso with Estella Casas, Bill Mitchell, Rick Glancy with the AccuWeather forecast, and Chip Taberski with sports.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us tonight. An 8-year-old El Paso boy drowned in the Rio Grande last night while trying to retrieve a ball from the water.
And today, emergency officials are urging people to stay away from the river because the water level is dangerously high. Kay Litchfield is live at the river with more. Kay?
Well, Estella, even though we haven't had any rain recently, as you said, the water level in the river is extremely high. And health officials tell me that 22 people have drowned in El Paso so far this year, most of them in the river. Officials say the river is so unpredictable it can never be safe enough to swim or play in.
The water cuts channels that are deep into the river, and the sand in the bottom is constantly shifting. And when you walk out across an area that's shallow, it may be deep when you come back. And
Hoban says this year the weather has also been deceiving. Even though there's very little rain, the river level is high, and the undercurrents are strong.
Well, the river level is high is because they're releasing water for irrigation periodically, and so at times you'll be able to see a lot of the riverbed, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of water, and then a few hours later it seems like the river is very full, and it's because they periodically release water for irrigation.
So health officials say this is the time of year that the river can be very dangerous. The level is high, the temperature is high, which makes the temptation even higher to jump in. But they say to jump in could mean it could take your life. Reporting live from the banks of the Rio Grande, this is Kay Litchfield.
Beginning this Friday, the El Paso Police Department will no longer go to the scene of a minor traffic accident. And while police like the idea because it will cut down on their workload, the auto insurance industry isn't exactly embracing the new plan. Channel 4's Ernest Gutierrez tells us why police have changed that policy.
The department will no longer be doing on-scene reports, on-scene investigations for minor accidents.
After this Friday, anyone involved in a minor traffic mishap will have to call in the report to the police department by phone. No longer will police go to the scene of a fender bender. The reason for the change is to put more emphasis on enforcement and prevention, such as forming a full-time DWI task force.
We don't have any manpower to do both, so we're going to try to prevent the accidents through the enforcement. That's the basis of what we're doing.
However, an officer will still be sent to the scene of a minor accident if it is necessary to issue a citation to someone who doesn't have a driver's license or car insurance. But even if that happens, police will still not make an on-the-scene accident report. The new policy isn't exactly a hit with the car insurance people.
It's going to create quite a bit of conflict for the respective companies' insurance adjusters to have to determine who's at fault and who isn't, and how are we going to settle this. So it's just a potential problem in the making.
So that's what we got from the insurance industry. But what about you, the driver, who's got to drive these streets every day? This is what we got.
Without PD, I think it might go overboard, you know. People might just walk out one day and see them fighting in the street or something, you know.
I see a lot of problems. I see, just maybe fights or whatever among the two who are in disagreement.
If I'm in an accident, I'm going to say the other person's wrong, no matter what happens, because I want to save money, right?
Police will continue to investigate accidents when there is serious injury or death, and they will send an officer when a city vehicle is involved or towaway is required. This Friday, drivers involved in a minor accident will have to exchange information between themselves before calling in the report to police. Failure to do so will be considered a hit and run, and that is a criminal act which will warrant a full investigation. Ernest Gutierrez, News 4 El Paso.
Well, El Pasans are being asked to step up water conservation efforts. The voluntary even-odd watering program is helping, but additional measures to save water are now being urged. The Public Service Board is offering its customers a free water conservation kit that contains devices that significantly reduce the amount of water you'd use to take a shower or to flush a toilet.
Everything we can do, all of us together to try to save water through various mechanisms, through water even, water odd, through this mechanism, through the landscaping, and of course efforts that industry and commercial could establish. I think it'll help us all in the future.
What's the latest estimate on if we don't start conserving more, when we're going to run out of good water?
Well, the latest estimate would be probably 20 years or so, but obviously 20 years can go by pretty fast, and El Paso continues to grow, so I think it's mostly to try to get into a good mindset in terms of good water conservation practice.
As you might suspect, if the voluntary programs don't work, the Public Service Board stands ready to impose mandatory restrictions on water use. For example, stiff fines may be assessed to violators of that even-odd watering program. And you'll be receiving more information about that free water conservation kit in your next water bill.
Well, you've heard of counterfeit money, fake amnesty cards, and a variety of other frauds. But as Channel 4's Dana Lowy reports, there is a new scam hitting El Paso, and it's hurting our roadways.
I need my car inspected. Yes, and I'll be back in about 20 minutes.
It doesn't take much time, but many folks aren't willing to take any. There's a lucrative market for inspection tickets, but sometimes without the inspection.
They smashed a window, and they went all the way to the drawer where I keep the stickers. There were 32 stickers.
And it's not just the hot ones. Officials are finding more and more counterfeit stickers these days, especially on our bridges. Just look at these. The one on the right is real. The colors are duller and the writing crisp. The back is also printed. It's just stamped on the fake sticker.
It's very dangerous because we have unsafe vehicles being operated on our highways, and vehicles that will not pass inspection that could result in an accident, injuring somebody.
And the air pollution from faulty vehicles injures us all. Now, fake tickets are going for about $50 these days. A real inspection will cost you about $15.50. Obviously, that will be more if something's wrong with your car, but nothing compared to the cost of being caught with a fake one.
It's not just a traffic ticket. It could be a second-degree felony, because this is not just a expired sticker or one that's run out. It's one that is a counterfeit. It's a governmental document that they're displaying on their vehicle.
And such a display could cost you up to 20 years in jail and $20,000 in fines. Dana Lowy, News 4, El Paso.
Democratic gubernatorial candidate Ann Richards is getting an early start in what she says will be a hard-fought race. The Texas state treasurer was in El Paso this morning at a fundraising event, but she announced her candidacy 2 weeks ago. Ms. Richards says Texas is ready for a woman at the helm.
We've been in the pipeline. We have to prove ourselves. We have to prove our ability to serve and to manage and to take care of the budgets. And I think that now what you're seeing happen is that the people are, they believe in us, and they are promoting us to the top positions.
And Richards says this is the first of many visits she plans to make to the Sun City, both as a candidate and as governor if she is elected. The Democratic primary is next March.
El Paso continues to broil. Let's make a first check on the weather with Rick Lancey.
Yes, gentlemen, there might be a break in the action, especially around the mountain areas. Take a look at this graphic we have for you. This will illustrate some of the weather that is occurring not only in our neck of the woods, but actually to the north and to the extreme east. As we see, some of these tornado watches have expired since we've gone on the air. Others will be put out between now and about midnight tonight. But again, tornado watches across the Dakotas and areas of Colorado, Nebraska, and Kansas, and down to the south and across into the east. We also find some severe thunderstorm watches. But for us, this is what we're going to call for the tonight forecast. Some clouds and isolated showers, most of them in the mountain areas, and not too far off to the east, like Culberson and Jeff Davis County, and up north around Cloudcroft and Ruidoso. Here in the city, it's still a possibility. Temperature between 88 and 93, variable winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll tell you why we're thinking a little bit of rain might hit the El Paso area a little later on in our newscast.
And still ahead on our news, athletic coaches are getting involved in the war on drugs.
We'll look at an unusual traveling protest against South African apartheid. Stay with us.
brand new car for under $7,000.
Yes, your El Paso Las Cruces Volkswagen dealers have just received a special allocation of 1989 Volkswagens, and for a limited time, the popular Volkswagen Fox is priced under $7,000. You get the quality of German engineering backed by a 5-year, 50,000-mile limited warranty, all for under $7,000. Test drive an 89 Volkswagen Fox today at Bob Hoy, Cisfaro, or Rudolph.
Looking for furniture or appliances? Wait till this Friday.
That's when Cal TV starts their tropical summer savings with scorching hot specials.
Now, they'll have the doors closed early in the day Friday as they mark down prices, but will open at 4 p.m. Look for tags like these for red hot savings.
Join Y96 and us, the Rio Trio, as we broadcast live from the new Cal TV showroom, 8040 Gateway East, this Friday.
We'll have hot dogs, sodas, free prizes.
And lots of fun.
This Friday.
5 to 8 p.m.
Cal TV,
be there!
Today, little Maria goes to college.
Maria, do not think where you are leaving. Think where you are going.
The time for Texas is now, and the bank for Texas is First City.
Add spirit to your 4th of July by attending the annual Del Norte Lions Club July 4th Parade from Hanks High School on Montwood to Album Park beginning at 9 a.m. Don't miss it.
A replica of the weapon of intimidation used by the South African government to enforce apartheid was on display at UTEP this afternoon. The Caspian Armored Personnel Carrier is sponsored by the Africa Peace Committee to raise the level of education and support for sanctions against South Africa. Local members of the African Student Association would also like to put an end to their country's system of legalized racism.
That affects every facet of life, where people live, where people work, and everything. So once apartheid is out, the table has been wiped clean, and the South African people can sit down and work on a government of their own.
If the Americans find that most of the people of South Africa support communism, they should go ahead and support the people of South Africa, because that's their choice. Freedom of choice is what drives this country, and the South African people should have the same right.
The Caspian will be on tour throughout Texas for the next 2 weeks.
An El Paso woman says she was not hired by one of the largest insurance companies in the United States because she is female and Hispanic. That was 1982. Now, 7 years later, she has joined a statewide class action lawsuit against the company. Channel 4's Patty Aguayo has the story.
Yolanda Estrada is one of 6 women who filed charges against State Farm Insurance Companies of Texas in Houston federal court last week. State Farm says the suit is based on an 8-year investigation by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Estrada claims State Farm discriminates against women and minorities in its hiring practices. And like the other plaintiffs, Estrada says she found that out when she applied for a trainee agent position 7 years ago. At that time, she already had 6 years of management experience, a college degree, and had passed State Farm's first exam. She says they even interviewed her husband, but she says apparently her qualifications were not enough.
The exact statement was we had just finished hiring a woman anyways. So, and to try back in 3 or 4 years. Basically, that told me was, well, like they hired one woman, that was enough.
Estrada says it took her 3 years to gain her confidence back and apply for an insurance agent job again. Now she and her husband are successful agents with Allstate, where she has won several awards.
More than 20 years after the civil rights movement, this is still going on. It should not be going on.
But State Farm claims it never got a chance to respond to any allegations. The Deputy Regional Vice President says although his office cooperated fully with the EEOC during the investigation, the commission was never willing to give him details or names of the complainants.
Not that we like this kind of publicity because we don't think it's fair to State Farm, but at least it gives us a chance now to respond to some specific complaints that have been made against us.
State Farm almost welcomes the challenge, saying its record on hiring minorities and women speaks for itself. Meanwhile, about 30 other complaints have reached Estrada's lawyer in California. Patty Aguayo, News 4, El Paso.
On and off the field, coaches can sometimes be influential in the life of a child. That's one reason why some of the city's coaches are teaming up against drugs. The Drug Enforcement Agency is going around the country trying to encourage coaches to start an anti-drug program in their schools. Right now, the most popular drugs are alcohol, marijuana, and cocaine. Nolan Richardson, head basketball coach at Arkansas, was today's guest speaker. He told his colleagues that education must start at a young age.
You get the proper information at that level with the coach's help and guiding and having some kind of a drug program set up on all levels, not only on the high school level. I think it should be on all levels, because besides the disease that we have in this country today and that cancer is killing so many, heart disease, I tell you what, drugs is the #1 disease.
DEA officials say programs using peer pressure are effective, especially since school athletes are often looked upon as role models.
The stock market dropped sharply today. Analysts say that investors were faced with a rise in interest rates and economic uncertainties. The May drop in the index of leading economic indicators of 1.2% was more than Wall Street had expected. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was off over 21 points to close at about 2505. Declining issues led the gainers by about 5 to 2. Trading was moderate. 159 million shares changed hands today. Okay, Rick, let's hear more about the rain and stuff like that.
I'll show you why we're thinking.
It was really warm today.
It was a hot one today, and I'll show you why we're thinking it might rain in town. Take a look at the high in the El Paso area for the day as we take a shot of someone doing something safe, sitting on the banks of the Rio Grande and not jumping in. Today's high was 103 after a morning low 66. Well, when it gets hot like this, you want to take a dip, but the river is not the place to do it. Precipitation a little over 2 inches. Pollution index moderate. Evaporation count on the odd watering scale is 64. For those of you on the even, it's at 34, so there's no need to turn on the old sprinkler tonight for either the odd or the even. High pressure, as we show here on the surface map, has moved off into the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas. With the continuation of the sliding of the high pressure system, at least at the surface, we're going to see more of a southeasterly flow. What does that mean for us? The old clockwise flow of moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico and across Mexico as well, where we've got a little bit of a monsoonal flow out there. For the most part, it is riding back to our west, but it could sneak in towards the El Paso area. And we could see some thunderstorms develop right along the southern Colorado and northern New Mexico border. And for Nolan Richardson, as he heads back towards Arkansas in the next 24 hours, he might run into a few thunderstorms. Take a look at tomorrow's map. This is what we're going to find for you. The continuation of the high building and drifting off to the east. And then at the upper levels, it'll kind of weaken at the same time. We'll start to see a little bit of buildup just to our south about this time tomorrow. But by tomorrow evening, around 8 or 9 o'clock, some of this could scoop back up towards El Paso and kick off a thunderstorm. So it is possible tonight, isolated at best, and then tomorrow maybe a better chance in and around the city. If you're traveling towards Cloncroft and Rio Dos, you got a good chance tonight. Same holds true for Jeff Davis and Culberson counties. Here are some temperatures for you at the hour. 86 degrees in Kansas City, 65 in Chicago, 107 out there in Phoenix, and 98 this afternoon in Las Vegas, with 75 for Atlanta. It was 80 Minneapolis, St. Paul, and 75 degrees way up there in Boston. All right, here we go now with the two-state. Partly cloudy in Alamogordo, 102. Albuquerque, 95. Brownsville, 92. Carlsbad, partly cloudy, 102 degrees. Today in Houston, they were saying it was cloudy and 80 for a good part of the day as they try and dry out and get rid of the flood water. Las Cruces, partly cloudy and 99. Midland, clear and 98. Roswell, 100. San Antonio, 93. And TRC, partly cloudy, 96. Partly cloudy right now. It's 102 degrees. Winds out of the southwest at 3. Tomorrow afternoon, some clouds, thunderstorms, 102 degrees again, with a southeast flow, 6 to 12 miles per hour, and that's an indication of moisture riding back towards El Paso. Over the next 5 days, we're going to play it safe. We're going to put a thunderstorm in there for Thursday's forecast. We're going to drop temperatures just a little bit Friday through Monday, and we're going to say the sun will be in force, but by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday afternoon, the clouds will move right back in, and there is a hint at this point of a few late afternoon, early evening thunderstorms.
Are we officially in a drought?
Not really in a drought. We're pretty much right at normal for the rainfall.
At the airport, right. Okay. Well, there was a big upset at Wimbledon today.
And meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and Jerry Jones have settled up.
Now is the time to call for home delivery of Hinkley Schmitt Clean Pure Drinking Water. Hinkley Schmitt has a special introductory offer that will delight you. So remember this number. Call this number today and have the great tasting water of Hinkley Schmitt delivered to your door.
Taste why Hinkley & Schmitt is El Paso's bottled water. Get both water and cooler delivered to your door for a free 14-day trial. No risk, no obligation.
What does the Big 8 Pledge mean to you? It means that we give you the freshest produce all year round at everyday low prices. You'll find Decker Meat Franks, only 98 cents for 3 12-ounce packages. Make those burgers out of our 70% lean ground beef, just 88 cents a pound when you buy 10 pounds or more. Don't forget the Big 8 hot dog and hamburger buns, 3 8-count packages for 98 cents. And 3-liter bottles of Pepsi, Slice, and Mountain Dew are $1.19 each.
I always shop at Big 8.
What has food, fun, and sun?
A food fight in the desert?
No, it's K-Fun.
What has entertainers like the Temptations and La Sombra and 5 stages of continuous entertainment? The El Paso Festival. Festival is downtown again, June 30th through July 3rd, with even more great food plus arts and crafts. What is a 5K run, kids activities, and a laser and fireworks show? K-Fun! El Paso Festival, downtown June 30th through July 3rd.
Tonight's sportscast is brought to you by Horn Enterprises, Horn Oldsmobile, Horn Nissan, Horn Used Cars East, and West Side Oldsmobile.
You know what moms are like. Bring home a new guy, they put their foot down. Come home a little late, they put their foot down. Well, my mom's no different. I get this great new Oldsmobile Cutlass Calais with a quad-4 engine. And what does she do? You got it. This is not your father's Oldsmobile. I put my foot down. Uh-oh. This is a new generation of old.
A lot of people are disappointed over what happened to Jimmy Connors today.
That's right. Jimmy's one of the sentimental favorites at Wimbledon. He's won the tournament twice before, and he has one of the most consistent records at the Big W of any player in tennis history. He had 11 consecutive years that he made it to at least the semifinals. So no more Jimmy. Big upset at Wimbledon today as Jimmy Connors got knocked out of the tournament as Jimmy lost his second-round match to former NCAA champ Dan Goldie. The first set went to a tiebreaker, which Goldie won. And although Jimmy came back and took the second set, Goldie all but dominated the match after that. Here, Goldie wins the point with an overhead, and so Goldie moves into the third round, beating Jimmy in 4 sets, 6-2 in the fourth. Meanwhile, top-seed Yvonne Lendl needed 4 sets to move into the next round today, while 11-seeded Brad Gilbert was upset by John Fitzgerald, a good grass court player from Australia. On the women's side, Pam Shriver, French Open champ Arantxa Sanchez, they both won, and so did defending champ Steffi Graf, who beat a girl from North Carolina in straight sets. 14 Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders who quit last week have decided to come back. All of a sudden, everything's changed. They met with owner Jerry Jones last night, and they say that Jerry was very positive, and now the cheerleaders believe in him.
I don't feel that he wants to harm the organization, and with the fraternizing rule, he didn't look at it in the way of morally, like from the squad. He just didn't feel that kicking somebody off the squad was the answer.
They've given everything they've got to get to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. I'm a lot older than them, but I've given everything I got to be on the same team with them. And so we all kind of got together, talked about it real good, and I really felt, and they made me feel real good. They said a lot of the things, Jerry, that we read, we knew that didn't represent you and that you hadn't said that. And we really knew that, and that made me feel real good, too.
That guy has had more press conferences already than Muhammad Ali. Now, not everybody is back. Debbie Bond, the cheerleaders' former director, has refused to return, saying she doesn't believe a thing that Jerry says. Well, 4 players from the WAC went in the NBA draft last night, including UTEP's Tim Hardaway and Mike Smith from BYU. Hardaway was taken in the first round by Golden State, the 14th player taken overall, and Tim will be going to a team that likes to run. They drafted Tim because they need a point guard to run their fast break, and so Tim should fit right in. Meanwhile, Smith was drafted right before Tim. Mike was the 13th player selected, as he was the Boston Celtics' first-round pick. Meanwhile, Colorado State's Pat Durham went to Dallas in the second round, while Reggie Cross from Hawaii went in the second round to the Philadelphia 76ers. Nolan Richardson, the head coach at Arkansas, is in town, and Nolan's in line to become the next coach at Ohio State, along with former UTEP assistant coach Tim Floyd. And Nolan talked with us this afternoon about whether he'd take the job at Ohio State or not.
Well, all I can say is that I will visit Ohio sometime this week. And for as what I'm going to do, I don't know. But I will be in there visiting with the officials, and I'll at least take a look at their jobs. I think in our profession that you kind of owe it to yourself. And whether I'm at Arkansas or at Ohio State next year, that remains to be seen.
I'll tell you, there's a guy you got to give a lot of credit to. He worked his way up all through the ranks, paid his dues, and now he's right up there at the top.
Thanks, Chip. And we'll be back in a moment.
Why have over 91,000 Cadillac owners become Lincoln owners in the past 5 model years? Among the many reasons are the rewarding features one finds in the uncompromised Lincoln Town Car, the exhilarating Lincoln Mark 7, and the world-class Lincoln Continental. And now we're adding another rewarding feature to encourage even more people to discover Lincoln. $1,500 customer cash on Mark 7 and Town Car, $1,000 on Continental. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer for details and discover Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
How can you tell when you need help with a troubled child? Look for warning signs, like uncontrollable hyperactivity, fits of anger and violence, aggression, overwhelming sadness, problems at school. If you think your child is in trouble, Charter can help. We offer real solutions to your family's problems.
Don't wait until it's too late. Call Charter Hospital of Santa Teresa.
Gardenswartz Sports starts July off with a bang. We've combined our annual sidewalk sale with our Everything's on Sale sale, and the result is 4 days of unbelievable savings. July 1st, July 2nd, July 3rd, and the 4th of July. Every sport and athletic shoe, everything for golf and tennis, cycling and camping, swimming and water sports, everything in the store on sale for 4 days only. July 1st through 4th at Gardenswartz Sports, Viscount at Hawkins, El Paso.
At Popular Mattress Factory, we're having our summer sleep sale, and you can save 10 to 40% on top-of-the-line king, queen, and full-size sets. You can save a whopping 50% on top-of-the-line twin-size sets, and we have economy model twins starting as low as $49.99 each piece. We manufacture one of the largest selections of sofa sleepers, including sectionals that can be built to fit any size room. You can select your own style and fabric and save 10 to 30%. You can save even more with our 6 months no-interest plan. So shop and compare, then come to Popular Mattress Factory and save. Thank you very much, y muchas gracias.
Now here's a look at some of the stories we'll be covering tonight at 10. 8 El Paso organizations have teamed up to fight the dropout problem. It's being called one of the city's finest moments. And on For Your Health, reporter Dee Capral looks at bifocal contact lenses. Join us for those stories and more on News for El Paso tonight at 10.
Before we go, let's check the breakfast forecast. Here's Rick.
In El Paso, might be a few clouds left over from those that kind of move into the city by tonight. But as we see temperatures tomorrow morning, down to about 68 and clear and warm. Sunrise at 6:03.
All right, that's our news for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Join us again at 10. Good night.
The Channel 4 news anchors select their clothing at Union Fashion. Ask about our no-interest charge account at either Union Fashion store. Wheel of Fortune is next on TV4. Then stay tuned for Hard Time on Planet Earth, followed by Wise Guy.
Hi, welcome to the Skaggs Cookout Talk Show. And here's our special guest this 4th of July, Coke. Now 2-liter bottles are just 69 cents each with the insert coupon. Seem to be getting a little hot. Why don't you pick up that thing and give them a little flip there? We got to keep things going. It is a talk show, but at the same time we have to, take care of lunch. Speaking of lunch, 80% lean Butcher's Pride ground chuck is $1.39 a pound during Skaggs ground beef sale. Well, that about wraps it up for the Skaggs Cookout. I really enjoyed having you on the show. And we'll see you at your next cookout. Shamaley Ford, Shamaley Ford,
Shamaley Ford wants you to enjoy a beautiful vacation for two in Mazatlan, Mexico. Yes, with the purchase of any new or used Shamaley car, van, or truck, receive a luxurious vacation for two in Mazatlan free, courtesy of the beautiful Hotel Playa Mazatlan, but only during Shamaley's 4th of July weekend marathon sale. Buy an '89 Shamaley Ford Ranger or Escort at only $159 down and $159 per month. Plus, get a free Mazatlan vacation. Come see for yourself. Shamaley, I-10 at Lee Trevino.
NCNB Texas has just made resource banking even better. We still pay you a great rate on resource money market savings account balances over $1,000. But now, when your balance reaches $10,000, we'll get busy paying you more interest. A lot more on your entire balance. Resource banking, only from NCNB Texas. Banking from your point of view.
What has food, fun, sun, and a laser and fireworks show? It's El Paso Festival. What has live entertainment, arts and crafts, and a laser and fireworks show both Friday and Monday nights?
El Paso Festival.
NCNB of Texas is proud to sponsor the most spectacular laser and fireworks display ever. Friday, June 30th and Monday, July 3rd.
Thanks, NCNB. Have fun.
El Paso Festival, downtown, June 30th through July 3rd.
Crashing into El Paso, Body Pros with 2 locations.
Look at this studio filled with glamorous merchandise, fabulous and exciting bonus prizes, including tuck this away for a rainy day, a $28,000 precious metals package, a boat for those who like their recreational activities on the water, great automobiles, so you never have to stay at home. Plus thousands of dollars in cash, over $178,000 just waiting to be won on Wheel of Fortune. And now, here's your host, Pat Sajak.
Nice going, Charlie. Thanks, folks. Welcome to Wheel of Fortune. Look at the studio. It's filled with the fact that everybody, there's no dancing allowed here now. All right, let's meet our hostess. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Vanna White. Vanna, come here. Oh, me. Everything all right over here? Oh, good. Hi, Ellen. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
You are Ellen Cooper from Louisville, Kentucky. You have a family back there?
Yes, I have a husband, Tom, who's in the audience with me today, and a wonderful 12-year-old son named David, who could not be here with us.
Well, I'm sure he's pulling for you anyway. You're a preschool teacher, right?
Yes,
yeah.
sure am.
What do you like to do when you're not hard at work with that?
I like to read and go to the beach in the summer.
Yeah, and
sports with my son.
And let me guess what team you'd especially pull for living in Louisville. Would it be the Louisville?
The Louisville Cardinals.
Yeah, all
yes.
right. Lots of luck on our show, Ellen.
Thank you.
This is John Gibson, who came from Philadelphia to be with us. Police officer back there, right?
That's correct.
How long have you been on the force?
17 years.
Wow, good. I'd call you a veteran, I guess, in that case. Tell me about your family.
I'm married to a lady named Barbara, and I have a son named Jack.
Mm-hmm. And what do you like to do away from the job?
Basketball. I play a little music.
Okay, what do you play?
Bass guitar.
Sounds like fun. Lots of luck, John. And here's the third member of our group. This is Amy Snyder from Utica, Michigan, probably near Detroit, I would guess.
That's right.
Yeah, and a newlywed, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking months, weeks, days?
About 7 months now.
Yeah, everything's just peachy?
Just peachy.
Oh, good. What do you do back in Michigan?
I like to play piano, sing jazz,
yeah.
And I'm a math teacher. I have to say hi to all of Mr. Moyer's math classes back in Andover High School.
Okay, good for you. And why did you go to the Philippines?
I went to the Philippines with the Peace Corps,
okay.
But got sick and came home again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I hope you're feeling better.
Much, thank you.
All right, good. Let's, if you aren't, don't watch this video.
Yeah, right.
$1,000 is the top dollar value for our first round here. We're playing for cash. And here's our first puzzle. It's a phrase. And just before the show, we drew numbers to see who would start the game. I guess you drew number 1, Ellen, so you'll start. Whoop, that'll help.
Come on, big money, big money.
500.
I'd like a tea, please.
Well, can't do it. There's no tea. Sorry. John, your turn. $1,000, John, right in front of you.
Yeah. N, please.
And good news, there are 3 N's, and just like that, you have $3,000. What do you want to do, John?
I'd like to buy a vowel, please.
All right.
I.
Yeah, there's no I. Amy. 400.
G.
No, there's no G. Ellen. 300.
I'd like an M.
There is one M. Right there.
I'll spin.
Right. That'll be all right. 450.
I'll take a Y, please.
You know, there is one Y.
I'd like 5 out.
All right.
I'd like an O.
2 O's coming up. Well, you still have $500. There are your O's till your turn.
I'll spin, please.
$150.
A C, please.
Yes, 1C.
I'll spin.
All right. $750.
D, please.
Yes, 2 D's. $2,150 now, Ellen.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Go ahead.
You can depend on me.
That's it, Congratulations. Fun to get the first one, isn't it? That's $2,150. That's what you won in that round. We have even more money to give away. We'll put a $2,500 space on the wheel for our next round, and we'll put a nice trip out there, too. Where might we send someone, Mr. O'Donnell?
Well, Pat, we'll fly you and a guest from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. aboard Delta Airlines with standard and wide-body service. You may visit their exclusive Crown Room Lounge and experience warm and friendly hospitality in flight from Delta Airlines. You'll spend a week at the Guest Quarters Suite Hotel in Washington, D.C., where you'll enjoy a 2-room suite, a reception, recreation, and the extra care we call guest treatment. All for the price of just a room at most first-class hotels from Guest Quarters. $3,668.
Wow. If that trip is even nearly as long as that plug, it'll be exciting. And there it is on the wheel. If you land on it, we'll put it in your bank, solve the puzzle, and off you go. And here is that puzzle now. Oh, boy, it's our newest category. It's before and after. If you haven't seen it, like Vanna White Christmas, Vanna White Christmas, or William Devane Shrimp would be another one. We will start with you, John. Go ahead. $300.
N.
Yeah, 2 of them.
T.
Yeah, no matter what you hear, there's 1 T. $900, John.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Okay.
O, please.
Yes, 1 O. And there it is.
Spinning.
All right. $750.
R, please.
Yeah, 3 R's. Good going, John. How you getting up there? $2,900. What would you like to do?
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Okay.
A, please.
Yes, 2 A's.
Spin.
All right. $400.
C, please.
Yes, 1 C. Now, John, you have $3,050. What's it going to be?
Spinning.
All right. $400.
Y, please.
Yes, 1 Y. $3,450. Go again if you want to. It's up to you.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
All right.
E.
Yeah, well, let's see. There's one and there's another. Maybe that'll do it for you. I don't know. $3,200 left. Now you're going to have to either spin it or solve it.
I'd like to solve it, please.
Go ahead.
Modern art, corny.
Yeah, that's it. You got it. Had me worried there for a moment. Good deal. That gets you on the board in a big way. You have $3,200. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll play another round, and we'll put a $3,500 space in the wheel. So please stay with us.
Even non-members save big at the Home Club. June 13th, a comparison of the Home Club's non-member prices with those at Kmart reveals big savings at the Home Club. Example, Kmart sells 10 pounds of Stearns Miracle Grow for $20.97. That's 69% more than Home Club's non-member price, and Home Club members save even more. Yes, the list goes on and on because at the Home Club, you save on everything, every day.
You can tell you've been eating Church's chicken. You can see it on your face. You can tell you've been eating Church's chicken, 'cause you eat it with style and grace. Oh, they serve you bigger pieces, they charge you little prices, and you just can't beat the taste. You can tell you've been eating Church's chicken. You can see it on your face.
Ask for Church's 8-piece dinner with corn for only $10.99.
Quick look at the $3,500 space we have on the wheel, and we'll get right to our next puzzle. It's a phrase this time. Ready, Amy?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, Amy. I'm sick. I'm mortified. I'm upset. I'm sorry. Ellen, your turn. Well, John, let's see what you can do.
Yeah, but tea, please.
Nope, no tea. So, Amy, try it again. $5.50.
N.
No, no N. Well, we don't know much about this puzzle here. Ellen.
Okay.
$900.
An S, please.
There is no S. Wow. John. $900.
L, please.
There you go. We found a couple. 2 L's, $1,800 for you.
I'd like to buy an A, please.
There's some A's up there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 A's. What do you think, John?
I would like to buy an I.
No, no I. Amy, try it again. $250.
R.
Yes, 2 of them. $500 worth.
Okay, it's spin.
$900.
F.
Yep. 1 F. $1,400.
I'd like to buy a vowel and O, please.
2 O's.
Now we need to spin.
$900.
M.
No, there's no M. Okay, Ellen. $250.
I'd like a C, please.
Nope, can't do it. No C. John, what do you want to do here? $250.
W, please.
Yes, 1 W. That takes you to $1,550, John. $400.
K, please.
Yes, 1 K. $1,950. $550.
D, please.
No, there's no D. Amy, what are you going to do?
P, please.
Yes, 1 P. Now you have $1,350, Amy.
I'm gonna spin.
All right. $900.
Q, please.
Is there a Q up there? Well, there's 1, and I think 1 more, and you have $3,350. $3,150. What do you want to do?
I want to solve the problem.
All right, go ahead.
Equal pay for equal work.
That's it, uh-huh. Oh, you radical. You did it. $3,150. We have 3 winners here in a very tight match going anybody's game as we head into round 4, which features a $5,000 space on the wheel and some diamonds, too, if that catches anyone's fancy. We'll be back.
You say you got a rainy day, you want to chase the clouds away, have a little sunshine. Have a little sunshine. Have a bunch, you can have it all. You're having no cholesterol, have a little sunshine. Have a little sunshine.
Now you can get the great taste of sunshine with no cholesterol. There's absolutely no cholesterol in virtually all of Sunshine's cookies and crackers.
Have a little sunshine. No cholesterol at all. Have a little sunshine.
Why have over 91,000 Cadillac owners become Lincoln owners in the past 5 model years? Among the many reasons are the rewarding features one finds in the uncompromised Lincoln Town Car, the exhilarating Lincoln Mark 7, and the world-class Lincoln Continental. And now we're adding another rewarding feature to encourage even more people to discover Lincoln. $1,500 customer cash on Mark 7 and Town Car, $1,000 on Continental. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer for details and discover Lincoln. What a luxury car should be.
If I was the kind of man who believed in angels, I'd say that's what she was. An angel dropped from the sky like the answer to a prayer, with eyes as brown as bark. No, I don't think so. Violet. Eyes as violet as the colors in a child's imagination.
Durasoft Colors contact lenses get brown eyes a second look.
The view from the bottom should be as clear as the view from the top. That's why there's HTH and Pace brands. And for the low price on all HTH and Pace pool care products, there's Walmart. Walmart, always a low price on the brands you trust. Always.
Space we promised you, and we promised you some diamonds. Did we deliver on that, Charlie?
Well, we're about to, Pat. Keen Jewelry's dazzling diamond tennis bracelet from the Ice on Ice collection. 42 diamonds with 4 carats total weight from Keen Jewelry, $6,000.
There they are. You land on that space, you put it in your bank, and if you solve the puzzle, you look keen. Here's that next puzzle now. Occupation. This is round 4. Go, Ellen.
Okay.
There you go.
A tea, please?
How about 3 teas? $4,500. Wow. Let's keep it going now.
I'd like to buy valve.
Good idea.
An O.
Whoops. No O. Sorry. John. $200.
A Y, please.
Nope, no Y. Amy.
All right, let's go.
$900.
R.
Mm-hmm, 1 R.
I'm going to spin.
$400.
L.
Yep, 1 L.
I'm going to spin again.
$200.
S, please.
Sure, 1 S. Now you have $1,500, Amy.
I'm going to spin. Don't do that to me.
Hold your breath here. Wow, 600.
G, please.
Yes, there's 1 G. Now,
I want to solve the puzzle.
I'll bet you would. Go ahead.
Real estate agent.
Yeah, that's it. One close call and you'll win by That's $2,100 puts you in the lead here. You have $5,250, but we're not finished. We have time for another puzzle, so let's get right to it. Well, we're in luck. A before and after and a same name on the same show. This is round 5. John, you'll start. Same name, the category. Go ahead. $5.50.
N.
Yeah, 2 N's.
Come on, John.
800.
D.
And there are 2 D's, sure. Oh, it's $2,700, but that sound means time is running out, so I'm going to give the wheel a final spin. I'll ask you to give me a letter from the puzzle. You'll have 5 seconds to solve it. Vowels worth nothing, consonants worth $350 apiece. Again, same name, the category. John, still you turn a letter, please.
A, please.
3 A's, no money for them, but after they come up and Vanda moves out, you'll have 5 seconds to try to solve it. Amy?
R.
Yes, 1 R. Ella?
L.
Nope. John?
M.
Yes, 1 M. Same name. Amy?
T.
There is a T. Ellen?
C.
No C. John?
P, please.
Nope. Amy?
S.
1 S. Same name.
Tom and Diane Sawyer.
You did it. You've cemented your victory. Tom and Diane Sawyer. Good friends with Margaret and Becky Thatcher, by the way. You won $1,050. That takes you to $6,300. You are a big winner. Congratulations. You'll be playing the bonus round in just a moment. But everybody did very well, I'm happy to say. John, $3,200. Nice having you here, sir. Thanks a lot. Ellen, you too. $2,150. Thank you. Amy and I are going to go walking around the prizes here. You watch these messages, and we'll be right back. Come on, Amy. Here we go.
All I said was, I'd be happy to walk your dog, Miss Spencer. And suddenly, I was in business. Saturday, everybody called. Fifi, Tiny, Tulip. Mom said not to skip lunch. But Samson had to be at the beauty parlor by 1. I went home to tell Mom. So she made me a sandwich and some Ore-Ida microwave fries in no time. She called it a businessman special. I guess if Mom doesn't run out of those great fries and my sneakers hold up, this dog walking business is going to work out.
I'm a simple man. Why she did this for me, I'll never know. But this woman, a woman I clearly don't deserve, purely out of loving kindness, baked me a pie.
Mrs. Smith's natural juice pie.
A pie as good as her soul. I thought I'd forgotten our anniversary again, but she did it just because. Will I ever be worthy?
Probably not.
They won't be expecting it, but they're gonna love it. Mrs. Smith's pies for dessert. Surprise someone tonight.
At Safeway, I can always count on quality and low prices.
Just in time for your holiday barbecue, delicious tender beef brisket. Cryovac Packer trim is just 99 cents a pound. Limit 2, thereafter $1.19 a pound. And pick up juicy red ripe watermelon, 18 to 22 pound average. Your first is just $1.99, $2.49 each thereafter. Now at Safeway through the 4th of July.
At Safeway, shopping is better than ever.
It really is.
Cash is popping up at your Nissan dealer. You can get $500 cash back from Nissan on selected hardbody trucks, up to $1,000 cash back on reliable Sentras, and up to $2,000 cash back or special financing on selected Stanzas. Plus, dealer cash incentives can save you even more. So see your Nissan dealer now, because on July 5th, the money runs out.
Haul away more than that?
Yes, I do. I'd like some cash.
We have any of that? Check the CD account there.
Okay, Pat. Solve the puzzle and you win good old American cash that adds up to $25,000. Amy, good luck.
Okay, category is place. Let's give her some help here, Vanna. R-S-T-L-N-E. Some of those, please. That's it? Oh, yeah. Don't let that throw you. You're going to get some more here. We need 3 more consonants and 1 more vowel.
B.
It's 1.
D.
2.
H.
3.
And an I.
I hate a show off. Okay. I'm kidding. All right. Yeah, I think she may be onto something here. Quiet, folks. Very important. Playing for $25,000. 10 seconds. A place. Good luck.
Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, that's it. How'd you know that before you called the letters? Very good. I'm impressed. You knew it early, obviously. $31,300 altogether. You apparently know these people here. Do the introductions, Amy.
This is my mom, Evelyn, and this is my friend, Lynn.
All right. Did either of you know that puzzle? I didn't know it. I mean, before she called?
No, not
No. I mean, you knew it right away, right?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's very good. If you missed that number, $31,300. Congratulations. Now, this is really the most exciting part of the show. I'll step out of the way. I want the 3 of you to give really your best wave to America. Here they go. All right, go ahead.
Don't stick out your tongue, Mom.
Are you tired of the heat? You could escape it by buying a Spur Landing townhome up in the cool green mountains of Cloudcroft, New Mexico. Available furnished or unfurnished with your choice of carpeting, the spacious interiors of every Spur Landing townhome feature convenient appliances including microwaves and built-in vacuums, 2 luxurious bathrooms, and cheerful skylights. Prices start from the 60s with competitive financing available and only 10% down on some models. Only a few of these elegant townhomes remain, so hurry up to see the cool, comfortable lifestyle at Spur Landing.
Dominic's Pizza.
I heard you deliver pizza free. How much for a large special?
$15.95.
For that kind of money, you should deliver free and leave me the tip.
Are those places kidding with their free delivery? At those prices, free anything is a joke. Call Peter Piper Pizza instead. We'll fix a steaming hot pizza to go for half the price and half the time. Don't be fooled by free delivery. Come on over.
Get a regular single topping pizza for a low $3.99 every day at Peter Piper Pizza.
In New Mexico, Ford is first.
With 2.9% financing on Ford Taurus, $2,900 or $750 cash back on America's best-selling sedan. Plus, get a $700 discount on Taurus GL with air conditioning, power locks and windows, AM/FM cassette, cruise control, and more. With cash back, your Taurus is under $14,000, including freight. $2,900 or cash back on Taurus.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Nice.
Thank you.
What is that?
It's crushed velvet.
Oh, it's lovely.
Thank you.
That's it. We'll see you on our next show, folks. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Don't see much of that.
All of this week's contestants will receive the new official Wheel of Fortune sweatshirt or T-shirt. Some contestants will receive these. Great on everything from stir-fry to chicken pot pie. The lively taste of Tabasco sauce. Don't keep it bottled up. And Paul Mitchell Professional Salon Products, luxurious hair care and styling tools. Paul Mitchell, your style demands it. And Cremette's premium quality in the famous green box. Doesn't your recipe deserve Cremette? Enjoy some tonight. And eliminate fleas and other insects from your carpet. Rent the Rug Doctor's Steam Carpet Cleaner and use the Flea Killer additive. And Aveeno is not a beauty bar, but what it does for a sensitive face is simply beautiful. Cleanse with an Aveeno bar every day and you'll see. Aveeno. And Efferdent cleans away stains and freshens up dentures. Efferdent. All they will notice is you.
Before you go on vacation, FINA can make sure your car is ready to go to work.
I'm driving all day, I gotta do my work. I got to work, gotta do my work.
Yeah. Fill up with our high-octane, super unleaded gasoline with FINA 1 detergent. It works as hard as you play, so your vacation runs smooth. Whether you take the high road or the low road. Doesn't your car deserve a friend? Your car's got a friend at FINA.
stop. Before you buy a Nissan, Toyota, or Honda, visit the new Rudolph Mitsubishi at I-10 and McRae. For example, right now you can buy a new 90 Mitsubishi Eclipse for only $10,995. The all-new Eclipse has a 1.8-liter engine, adjustable front bucket seats, tilt steering, full instrumentation, AM/FM stereo, all standard, and all yours for only $10,995. Come test drive a new Mitsubishi Eclipse at the all-new Rudolph Mitsubishi at I-10 and McRae, next to Rudolph Hyundai.
At Skaggs, you can come and have your blood pressure checked, which is useful, because it's hard to see your blood pressure when you just look at yourself in the mirror.
And you won't have to check for a pulse when you spray your bugs with either Hot Shot, Rid-A-Bug, or Real Kill insecticides. And check for Bounty paper towels. All single rolls are just 79 cents each. And get 3 6-ounce cans of Friskies Buffet cat food for just 89 cents.
And put your arm in here, and it has a whole computerized thing where you can, just with the touch of a button, it'll start taking your blood pressure. It also presses a small area of your shirt.
Add spirit to your 4th of July by attending the annual Del Norte Lions Club July 4th Parade from Hanks High School on Montwood to Album Park beginning at 9 a.m. Don't miss it. KDBC-TV, El Paso.
Tonight on Hard Time on Planet Earth.
This kingdom is ruled by a creature called Mickey Mouse.
It's in the Crystal Arcade. It could be part of a new futuristic video game. I found Jesse. Hang on, little guy. He's coming.
It's got no heartbeat. It doesn't breathe. I am trapped.
Don't let him die.
The penalty for rebellion against the council is termination. But because of your heroic services as a warrior, you are exiled to the primitive planet Earth, there to dwell in human form until you learn to restrain your hostility. This control unit will monitor you.
Hostility? Not good.
The sentence is passed.
You started as a junior in the mailroom, and now we're making you a senior partner.
No problem.
That means giving up that piddly teenage sports car,
No problem.
disposing of that adolescent village loft,
No problem.
and absolutely, positively no more of those childish frosted flakes.
Huh?
Give up life in the fast lane, but don't give up those crunchy, sweet Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. The last great taste of youth.
Their mom says, give the kids a good lunch. I say, babysitters do not cook. The kids say we want Chef Boyardee. So I check out the label. 95% fat-free, no preservatives, no problem. Thank goodness for Chef Boyardee.
There's something about ice cream. Picture 10 5-year-olds at my son Billy's birthday party. The games are a flop. Kids crying. Billy's hiding. Then I serve ice cream. Suddenly, everyone's having a ball. There's just something about ice cream.